Another fine day, another wonderful day, another beautiful day, and we are here to talk soccer. We are here to talk football. We are here to have conversations. Conversations will only help us get better as a community. We are here to talk about that one game. We for a very very long time. You don't always give us that joy. You don't always give us that happiness. We are here to talk to someone. We get deep knowledge. You get deep knowledge about soccer, and they don't only have that knowledge about soccer, but this is someone who cares about our community, wants to see things better for our community. 90 in 5 is a segment by my brother. He don't dey do one for a long time. He don't dey do one for a page. He even be far more bigger over there than we they do it now. But I was just so interested, and then I beg you say, hey, can we start doing some of this on my platform? And thankfully he say yes. I ain't only say yes, he don't always create that time for we for sit and talk about this beautiful game. 90 in 5, now that segment we we'll talk about football. We'll not only talk about football for our country, we'll talk about football internationally, we'll talk about players, we'll talk about transfers, we'll talk about goals, we'll talk about skills, we'll talk about everything football. The goal for this now for we for continue for bring conversations there for your front or for my front. We go help me or you. Man, make sure see volume day before I run the go for front and then they can't tell me again say volume no deal. Okay, I think volume day this time around. Uh Toridey for weekend. Abi. Thank you. So yeah, I'll bring in my brother. For those who they watch already, go ahead and share. For those who they watch already, when I know how to do and for year, go ahead and let us know if you get any topic where the trend for football milieu for Cameroon or internationally, where you want more discuss or where you want hear an expert opinion on. Let us know and you will get. We'll do just that for you. Like I said, 90 in 5. Na that segment for Toridey way na football. But then we mostly hear now from an expert. I'll go ahead and bring in my brother. When I bring it in, I want you to clap and clap and clap it on a hand. Boss man,
Yes, sir. How are you today?
welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, oh, bro. Good
Another
afternoon.
fine day, another beautiful day for we forget that football conversation. Higher side,
Fine. I can't complain. The weather is beautiful. Summer is almost here. We're loving it.
man. I want be like you someday. Oh. We will wait na summer for exercise. You whether plays the colo, whether snow the follow, you get away with always exercise for keep fit.
Bro, yeah, of course, it has to be consistency, right? You get to put them in your daily life. It has to be a lifestyle because no matter what we are doing, if it's a professional job, if it's family and all that, we need that energy. So, in order to have that energy, you have to be consistent, eat right, and just make sure that because back at home, all right, most of the time we're younger, our metabolism was working better, and we used to walk to
Yeah.
many different places. Now that we are older and we don't walk as much in our daily activities, we need to try to go to the gym in order to exercise. So it's a lifestyle. The older you go, you have to make these decisions.
Um, I think we'll jump start this conversation. So many things that happen for the football milieu. So many wonderful things and so many beautiful games. I don't know how we'll start, but at the end of the day, we'll start for the start. They say charity begins at home. Cameroon, um, and Cameroon, by the way, playoffs. Victoria United, champions of Cameroon. What do you think? Now, just in 3 years, they started like 3 years ago, and today they are champions. What do you think?
I think I'm impressed by I think the model that Victoria United is actually trying to build. Right, they've realized that football is about the youth, it's about the young ones. I see my
Mm-hmm.
namesake, Enow,
You know.
playing young player. I think he's not yet 16. He's got some skills. So I mean, it's a model that I think many should follow. And their president is also passionate, so it's something good for the Cameroonian football.
Mm-hmm. You just talk about Jude Eno, young player. Opopo get about 6 of them. under 20, but then they play first division, so then they be champions. Young Sport get another player, Chindo Boris. Chindo Boris is under 22, but then one of the top scorer. And like you look across the board, we see so many young, super talented players, yet they play first division and they play so well. What is your take on that?
I think football, even in Europe, you see that a lot of young players are actually integrating high level or the elite leagues, because
Mm-hmm.
football is not only about, it's also about the physicality. They are the ones who have the energy, and it's actually
Yeah.
good for Cameroon football, because that's the future. It gives the
Mm-hmm.
players confidence and the much needed experience and maybe
Yeah.
exposure. So it's a good thing.
Wow. However, in as much as we get these young guys the way they play for level for clubs, for national team, I don't think say they really be that young. Yeah, we had one of the youngest team for AFCON, but I still see people that like most of the other people in there like 28 and above. What do you think? Do you think our national team or the government start think about, hey, how about we start use very young players, so we'll get 8 years for prepare with these young players, and in that 8 or 10 or 12 years we've even win World Cup and Nations Cup. And what do you think with integrating some of these youngsters to the national team?
Maybe my answer is going to disappoint you a little bit. We are not yet at that level, because even when I compliment these players, I mean, like Jude Enow, I still see that there's a
Yeah.
lot that they need to learn about the
Okay.
technical aspect of the game,
Mm-hmm.
because our football is not developed at a level where we pay attention to to young players. They don't have a competitive league for the young players that
Yeah.
can actually gain them. Because if you take a 16-year-old, 17-year-old in
Yeah.
Europe and try to compare it with a 16, 17-year-old in Cameroon, you will see there's a huge difference. Technically, tactically, they are not yet sound. Look at a guy like Baliba, who left Cameroon about 3 years ago. It's
Yeah.
now that he's actually having some consistency. I mean, you see that they had to keep him on the bench. They have to introduce him. They're trying, and he's already 21, if I'm not mistaken. So
Mm-hmm.
until we bridge that gap, which means we build our youth football, we have a competitive youth league. And look at what Senegal is doing. Their youth football is actually
Yeah.
winning titles across the continent. So until Cameroon actually gets to that stage, then we can say, okay, yes, these young players are actually right. Look at Nathan Douala. He went to the African Nations Cup. He never played a game. He was never even on the match
Yeah.
field. But a lot of people feel that maybe he should have gotten there. But when I look at his talent, he has the
Yeah.
talent. But technically, I don't think, or tactically, he's not yet savvy to actually integrate into the national team. That's just my opinion.
The other thing that happen about our football right now, na the Palava coach. Um, we wanted a coach. They brought in Song. Song did whatever he did. He was kicked out. And now there's this tussle between Fika Foot and a ministry on who should be the coach, who is supposed to appoint the coach, and all of that. However, I don't want to go into all of that. At the end of the day, like you tell me, we need for look for ways to win together. We need for look for ways to compromise for the better of our community. What is your take on this all coach Wahala for Cameroon?
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we don't hire people by merit. And the reason I
Mm-hmm.
say that is because when Rigobert Song was hired, he wasn't hired by merit. When
Mm-hmm.
the new coach is actually hired now, we see that a lot of people complaining he isn't also hired by merit. So no matter who
Mm-hmm.
hires, the minister or Fikafu, none of them is hiring coaches by merit. So we have a fundamental problem. We as Cameroonians in our culture, we have a
Mm-hmm.
fundamental problem. I don't have a problem with fans, you know, having an opinion, arguing as to who should be coach and all that. But
Yeah.
when leadership is not serious, and I cannot sit on a table and have these conversations, no matter how uncomfortable they are, then the national team will actually suffer. And the reason I say that
Very
is,
true.
is because we are just about a month into our next qualifier game, and we are here
Yeah.
still arguing as to who should be coach of the national team, while the coach should actually be working with the players and getting to know the players so that the lost time can be made up. I mean, our football will suffer if we continue leading, having this type of leadership.
What would be a suggestion for solution to that problem, to that chaos?
I said this when we had a show over here 2 weeks ago. They should sit on the table.
Mhm.
They should sit on the table and talk things out because no matter what happens, you know,
Mhm.
the players still need a coach, and they will not. There's no way out. Even if it's the Bryce guy who's gonna coach the national team, he will still have to have some type of working relationship with Feka Foot.
Yeah.
So no matter how much arguments, a lot of people say, "Oh, they want Fika Food to win." They want. I'm not into that. For me, I want the national team to and the ministry to be able to look into one direction. If Fika Food and the ministry is not looking into one direction, our football will generally suffer.
Wow. More move a little bit away from Camo. By the way, Roger Miller be quiet for all this situation. I don't know what they do. It like either might go for Ito, might go for minister.
Let me ask you one question. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Roger Milla? Have you ever heard Roger Miller take a decision that actually you see? And I mean, Roger Miller has been in the game for 35 years now, right? Ever since
Yeah.
1990 or 94 when he retired.
Yeah.
What policies have you ever seen or decisions have you ever seen Roger Miller and say, oh, yeah, that's a wise one? So Roger Miller, for
The,
me,
the man
after
is
his
just the man is just play again for the choppy Gary. Boss, tilt your laptop small for down for reduce that space a little bit. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
that's preferable.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. More move away from Cameroon. Not only Cameroon the play ball. Champions League. Man, this weekend was fire.
Yes, I actually out of the four predictions I had, I think I've got one right, only one right.
So you and Mika from CBS, una be the same person. Mika predict 4 games. He lost all the four.
Oh no, I had one right. At least I had one right.
And now I say una be almost. He predict 4 games. He lost all the four. And then na energy that will be the predictor. Now he sweet me. He said the one Paris Saint Germain. Sorry, you're out.
Yeah, yeah.
But how you enjoy the games?
I mean, the games were very competitive, especially I think the Borussia Dortmund against Atletico Madrid. That was the
Hmm.
very, very competitive game. And you saw Borussia Dortmund, they were up 2-0, and then Atletico Madrid came back, it was 2-2. But you saw a team that refused to lose. They knew they were better than Atletico Madrid, and they went for it and they destroyed
Hmm.
Atletico Madrid. And you have to take into consideration that Atletico is a team that can defend, right? Simeone is a
Yeah.
defensive-minded team, but there was no way for them to defend. 4 goals scored by Borussia Dortmund. That was for me the best game. The game Manchester City versus Real Madrid. Manchester City
Yeah.
did all the ball possession. Real Madrid came. They scored that early goal. I mean, that goal actually helped them go defensive because Real Madrid was defensive all day long. And although Manchester City was able to equalize, it went on to penalty. And I think the goalkeeper of Real Madrid was the hero of that penalty, of the penalty kicks. And that's the reason why Real Madrid is into the semi-finals. The other game, Barcelona versus Paris Saint-Germain. I think Barcelona, that red card actually did not do any good to them. I don't know why defenders would prefer to have a red card. Just let the guy score. You were 1-0
Yeah.
up. Let the guy score if actually he could score, but you will still be 11 against 11. I think at 11 against 11, Barcelona was going to give Paris Saint-Germain a better game. If not, why not win the tie? But then 10 against 11, Dembele coming. I think the man of the match for me was Dembele, and he played
Hmm.
very well. I've never seen Dembele play like that in his years at Barcelona. So that was a very good win for Paris Saint-Germain. Luis Enrique is actually doing it for Paris Saint-Germain. He's into the quarterfinals. But let's not also
Hmm.
forget, I mean, he's into the semifinals. But let's not also forget that 3 seasons ago, during COVID, this Paris Saint-Germain team actually played the finals when Neymar was there of the UEFA Champions League. Then the
Hmm.
other team that is making it through, we talked about Dortmund, we talk about Paris Saint-Germain, we talk about Real Madrid, Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Yes, Bayern Munich, Arsenal. I think that was also a very, very good tie. But if you do remember, I said over here that if Arsenal is not able to take a lead into Germany, then I will definitely count Arsenal out. Although in my predictions, because when I give my predictions, I don't go back, right? In my predictions, I said
Mhm.
Arsenal will win, will go through. But when I saw that Arsenal did not, they drew the game in England. For me, in my mind, I knew Arsenal was out because Bayern Munich is a team. It was actually very difficult for Arsenal to go to Germany and beat Bayern Munich, and that's what happened.
Okay, I want to talk about some few players. Bayern Munich qualify for the next round. Chupo Moting, I don't think she play. But then I see Cameroonians the way they kind of like celebrate it and they were even throw you for face for national team. Oh, now player that way, they not call you, but a team that they go for semi-final for Champions League. Now be the only Cameroonian player where they see play Champions League. What do you think on people there they make that kind of remarks them?
For me, Nations Cup, there was no doubt that Chupo Moting actually merited to go to the Nations Cup. However,
Yeah.
he's not played any minutes in Champions League. I mean, ever since, or maybe very few minutes since he came back. And well, I think they just want to. It's just a talking line for them because
Mhm.
I don't see any influence that Chupo Moting must have had from the bench.
Paris Saint-Germain, Mbappe, we felt like during the first leg, the away leg, in the beginning, they present. Some people then feel like this second leg, he actually do everything possible for them for win. You know, this is Dembele and Amano match for you, but then what you think about Mbappe role? Do you think he actually answered in Mbappe or he was just another player on the pitch?
He was just another player on the pitch, although he scored two goals. Those goals we saw, they were just like tappings and then the penalty. However,
Yeah.
in any game that Mbappe is there, even when he doesn't score, sometimes the runs he makes, he influences the game. I think the person who actually influenced on won this tie is actually Dembele. Dembele
Mhm.
did an amazing job. He was very, very difficult to defend against, and I think Dembele was the one that did an amazing job.
What do you think about Dembele? You think say he put other effort now because I need for show the people them Pepe, they drive me for that team. Now not time for me for pay them back with their own coin.
I think he was not driven out of Barcelona. He wanted to leave Barcelona for PSG. However, yes,
Mm-hmm.
he was motivated, and again, 11 against 10, it was always going to be difficult for Barcelona.
Mm-hmm. What you think say he played down on Barcelona more? The age for the team, the lack of experience from the coach, or lack of experience from the players.
No, I
What you
mean,
think say?
for those who watched the game, we should not forget
Yeah,
that Barcelona won in Paris Saint Germain,
in Paris,
and
yeah,
then that defensive mistake by the defender Arajo
yeah.
Barcelona, because
Mm-hmm.
when and he went down early, right? It was, I think, in the 20th minutes or something like that. So when you
Mm-hmm.
put your team in such a situation, it's going to be very, very difficult for them. And
Difficult.
Barcelona was, it's not like, first of all, they are not fast. So the PSG players, very, very fast players. Not only Dembele, Mbappe is also fast. And we saw how they also scored on a counter attack, although the goalkeeper had made a save and all that, but the ball came back and Mbappe was able to score. So playing a very, very good team like PSG, 10 men against 11 was always going to be difficult for Barcelona.
Real Madrid, Manchester City, Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola. Ancelotti don't always eliminate it for Champions League. Do you think that makes Ancelotti better than Pep?
No, if you look at their head-to-head, Pep has a better win percentage over Ancelotti. However, in I think at Real, Ancelotti has won twice, Pep 2 times, Pep has won 1 time. Tactically, I think Pep Guardiola was more sound. We saw how he dominated the game, but Ancelotti actually came out with a defensive minded because of the 4-0 thrashing he received last season from Manchester City. So he
Mhm.
came with a defensive mindset, defended all through and was able to go through penalties. When you beat someone through penalties, I don't take it as if, of course, winning is all that matters, right? But when you beat someone through penalties in that manner, I don't think you are technically or tactically better than the other person, because penalties is what it is, you know.
More moves more. German League, we have a new champion. I think this is the first time they actually crowned champion in a so many years. What is your take on that?
Yeah, Bayern Leverkusen has been runners up 5 times in the Bundesliga, which means they have never,
Hmm.
in their history of 128 years, they have never won the Bundesliga. This is their first time of winning the Bundesliga. 3 years ago, 3 seasons ago, when Xabi Alonso came as coach of Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Leverkusen was fighting for relegation. He managed to take the
Hmm.
team to the sixth position. Then the second full year, the second full season, he managed to actually that was last year. Then this year now, we see Bayern Leverkusen actually winning, you know, the Bundesliga. So that's amazing. And when you look at a guy like Xabi Alonso, the way they play in all competitions, they are unbeaten. I think 44 games in all competitions unbeaten. I mean, that's amazing. I watched them against West Ham in the Europa on Thursday. They had a
Hmm.
2 goals advantage. Two late goals that they scored in Germany. They went to London. West Ham scored early goal, I think in the 15 minute, 20th minute. I'm not sure about that. But West Ham
Hmm.
scored that goal, and Bayern Leverkusen was under pressure. But then I saw the changes Xabi Alonso actually made, right? He made some changes,
Hmm.
brought in some players, brought in about 3 players, and the game totally changed. The way they managed the game, the way they control the game. West Ham was still pressing and all that, but they managed to pull a tie, you know, scoring.
Yeah.
I think it's the guy from the Ghanaian. I think he's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian by origin, but he plays for the Netherlands. I've forgotten.
Hmm.
I've forgotten what his name is. He scored that equalizer 1-1. I think Jabi Alonso will be here for a long time. He's very sound technically. Now a lot of people are already talking about how Bayer Leverkusen is going to look next year. It's always
Yeah.
difficult to do a repeat of the league. It's not easy because many teams will come this time around. That element of
Yeah.
surprise will
Prepared.
be out of the door. Many teams will be prepared to beat Bayer Leverkusen. So it's something to watch, to look forward to.
One of the things that I always tell people now say, for me, talent when it comes to especially football, talent is contributing that kind of 40%. The player mindset, the player character, and all of that, now 60%, and I really make players and successful, and even make teams successful. What do you think? You think say Xavi now he actually don't bring that thing, or the team you already they prepare and then he just get lucky say now he find himself for that position?
No, remember I'm telling you 3 seasons ago or in
Yeah,
2021, they were fighting,
yeah,
almost fighting for relegation. So it's basically he took the team back to sixth position. I mean, it's the way his style, his approach,
yeah,
technical savvy. Okay, he's
yeah,
very good technical coach because when you see them play, they don't play by error. They believe in their approach of the game. They believe in possession, but they also make they also like vertical passing the ball into using the spaces, moving right.
yeah,
And he has some good talent. You know, he put that team together. I remember the guy from Switzerland, yeah, Xhaka. Xhaka left Arsenal
yeah,
and he knew already that he was going to Bayern Leverkusen because Xabi Alonso had spoken to him, let him know that come over here and we're gonna win titles, and that's happening. So it's not by mistake, or it's something that Xabi Alonso actually built up. So that's why I'm saying that in the future he's gonna be a very good coach, or he is already a good coach, but he's gonna be a very good coach.
which be a prediction for them for next year?
Next year, I cannot say because Bayern Munich will be wounded. Leipzig will be wounded. Borussia Dortmund will be wounded. These are teams that can pose problems to Bayer Leverkusen next year.
More shifts more for EPL. How do you see the situation over there?
Yeah, I mean the EPL is quite amazing, right? Aston Villa is the only English team remaining in Europe. All the Manchester Cities, Liverpool, Arsenal's are out of Europe, and these three teams are the ones now gunning for the title. So it's going to be quite interesting. I know Arsenal plays after this. They are looking for their first win in 2 games or in 3 games. Ever
Mm-hmm.
since that draw with Bayern Munich about 2 weeks ago, then they got beaten by
Yeah.
Aston Villa. Then they got beaten by Bayern Munich. So that's 3 games without a win. Arsenal will be coming to go against Wolves. They away at Wolves. Wolves is a team that can also play some nice football. So Arsenal is
Mm-hmm.
desperate for a win because a win will actually put them on top of the table because Manchester City is actually playing FA Cup this weekend. So if they can
Mm-hmm.
go on top of the table psychologically, that will be actually a good boost for them. Because although
Yeah.
Manchester City will have a game in hand, they will actually be on top of the table, and that will be a psychological boost for them. Liverpool, however, will place also tomorrow. Liverpool plays a team that's in from Fulham. Fulham is no, I mean, given the results that we have seen lately about Liverpool, so it's not going to be an easy
Yeah.
game. It's not going to be an easy game. No game is easy. It's now 6 games remaining to the end of the EPL. These three teams are fighting for the title, and it's not going to be easy for them.
Our brother Andrew Nana, what you think about his form lately?
As I said, Andrew Nana was going through a period where he came to Manchester United. At the beginning, he faced some difficulties, self-inflicted, and maybe the team also not playing well. The
Mm-hmm.
defense, Manchester United, But now I think Andrew Nana is in a good place. He's playing very, very well. And although Manchester United must have liked maybe to be Champions League spot, if they don't make that, they will actually get into Europa. But
Mm-hmm.
this is a team that will need to look at themselves and maybe try to get some better players in the transfer window.
Personally, I feel like I want to see Andrew Nana they play Champions League. What which will be a suggestion for you if maybe some clubs in like Manchester, Real, and all these clubs that they play Champions League next year, they come knocking. Do you think he should leave or continue to stay and fight with Manchester United to get a Champions League spot? We don't know
No,
which year.
I think Androna has bounced around a lot. The only team I would like to see Andrew Nana play for is Barcelona because that's my team. But yeah, Andrew Nana just needs to sit Manchester United. Even if there's no Champions League next year, they will play actually Europa. Then maybe the year after they can actually try to get back into Champions League. But he needs a place called home, and Manchester United will actually show him that love because he's actually playing well right now.
Bro, that guy is getting old. I want to see you win Champions League. I think now he did like 27, 28.
He's
So in
28.
2 years,
No,
28. So in 2 years,
goalkeepers.
he will be 30.
Yeah, but goalkeepers can catch right up to. I mean, if you take good care of your body, you can catch right up to 40 years old.
Now, the most you don't see at 33.
No, no, I'll tell you, the goalkeeper last year, 2 years ago, of what's his name, the guy Andrew Nana replaced for Inter Milan. He was 39.
Okay, that Buffon guy.
No, not Buffon. He's
Maybe
from.
Buffon.
Yeah, he was 39. He was 39. I forgot his name. Yeah, for Inter Milan.
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, man,
Yeah, but
me, I want to see.
Buffon also caught was with PSG. Then went to Buffon
Yeah,
also got right up to the 40 years old. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Buffon. Yeah. Mhm.
The one thing I don't notice about goalkeeper, then I say, oh, why I don't hear goalkeeper they talk now. Say, when you are young, you rely more on your dives and all of that thing. Them, but then as you get older, you start playing more of positioning. And trust me, that time you even get better. So you be able to read the game and know how the ball will end and how the ball will come for your post. So you're already there for that place when it come, you just catch them and then play. So you realize that most of that older goalkeepers they need the over. Okay, Van der Sar was also around for the 1 years. My brother Ashubi song, right? He said Van der Sar to be there till 41. Boof,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Maybe if you say the way they overdive, now the way they maybe get for go retirement early.
Yeah, I mean it's also football. Also, before, goalkeepers were great shot stoppers. Now they want goalkeepers
Yeah.
to play with their feet, and it's a space where Unana is very comfortable at. So it also depends on how football tactically, how people approach the game. So that's why you see
Hmm.
some of these goalkeepers can leave. Can catch for a very long time, and some of them are very, very good. And also, as I said, it's how you take off your body.
EPL or Spanish league? Which do you prefer?
Ooh, ooh. EPL is a very money about money here,
Hmm.
monetarized league. But the Spanish league is a very, I want to say, technical, the most
Hmm.
technical league. To play in the Spanish league, you have to be a very technical, gifted player because they are about passing the ball, keeping possession. Meanwhile,
Hmm.
EPL is physical, and you have very, very competitive league as well. Then the, the most tactical league is actually like the Italian league. So I mean, for me, it's just about what league you watch most, right? Because if you're familiar with the players, I mean the EPL players, or where most African players actually play, then
Hmm.
that's the type of league you will like. Because I have some people who say they prefer the French league because it's more of young players, right? The money
Hmm.
is almost the same. It's not one to except maybe PSG, you know. But
Hmm.
if you're familiar with the players and all that, then you actually prefer. But me, actually, I prefer my Spanish league. That's why we watch a lot of Barcelona games and stuff like that, because it's a very technical, gifted league.
Mbappe, possible transfer to Real Madrid. Do you think PSG will survive without Mbappe? Like they get chance for win Champions League after Mbappe leaves, or even win titles?
Oh yes, of course, of course, of course. I mean, Mbappe is just one player, and PSG will actually have a life after Mbappe, just as Barcelona, although the Barcelona struggle. Look at when Messi left Barcelona.
Hmm.
Barcelona has won La Liga. They've won,
Hmm.
titles after Messi left. And Barcelona has a new identity right now. It's gonna be difficult, but yes, with time, they will actually outlive that. So maybe when Mbappe leaves, PSG might, you know, wait for another year or two before they start exploding again in Champions League. But they have the coach that matters, like Luis Enrique.
Hmm.
We just saw what Dembele did. It was not Mbappe. Mbappe was not the one that took them uh,
Yeah,
to the semi-finals. So they will
yeah.
actually survive. Of course, they will survive after Mbappe leaves.
I like that because it did the same like the Cristiano Ronaldo situation when he was leaving Real Madrid. Omar Mefi say, "Oh," then Omar realized, say, "Hey, it didn't really been about he." There was Karim Benzema that was exceptional and they actually win trophies. Like it be even easy safe when my opinion though, when Cristiano Ronaldo maybe they played more as a team, they play more as a group, and they be fit get the exploit, they may do the exploits the way they do now. Luis Enrique, I think he was a player. Alonso or Javi, player. The one for Spain for Barcelona was a player. We see some players then come out of their career as footballer and they become managers or coaches and they excel so well. And then we see some others them they try and then they just disappear. But when they be doing exceptional players and they sit off, what do you think should be the problem?
Some players like you just called Enrique, Teta, Javi,
Hmm.
Pep Guardiola, all Barcelona, former Barcelona players. You
Yeah,
see what I'm
yeah,
saying?
or
So
Spanish guys.
yeah, so they are the hottest. They are the hottest things now. Spanish and maybe some Italian coaches and all that. Those
Hmm.
guys, you see that they are guys that were integrated. And when I
Hmm.
talk about integrated, is also because they have a base that actually helps them and propagate them to actually be very good coaches. They are brilliant tacticians, and you can see that happening because what Barcelona started doing is that they are giving coaching jobs to former players. players that
Yeah.
understand the system, and that has actually helped them. There's a rumor coming out that Rafa Marquez, who used to be a former Barcelona player, Mexican international, will be the one replacing Xavi as Barcelona
Javi.
coach. So yeah, I mean, you see these players, they know the technical, tactical aspect of the team and the
Mhm.
psychological aspect also of the team. So it doesn't surprise me.
I think we don't get a few players and also we don't know go on for become president for clubs. If I remember very well, I think Oliver Kahn was one of them. I don't remember the other ones. But don't get a few. And now for Cameroon, we get somebody who was a player at the head of the federation. Do you think, in any possible way, if it been a good thing for get some person we get a player experience? Because some players in the way like me, that will be the play, I be the opportune way. Um, President, I don't know why they trust me, even though I be really young, but the one makes some certain decisions, they'll ask your opinion. Even the coaches, them, they'll ask you sometime who you really be comfortable for play with, what you not like about it, my play style. So they be build a team around you, even when the one sign player for next season. Now, me, I feel like with that experience, you already get more idea about administration. Do you think that can actually work with football, like having former players actually managing the game as administrators?
Yes, of course. Anybody can be an administrator if they're actually passionate about it and if they
Hmm.
take the necessary steps to learn on how to administer.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
football administration is not all about, it's not, I played football, I can administer football. No, it's a business
yeah,
decision. You have to make money
yeah,
because money will actually make the league more interesting. Money will actually buy players. Money would actually put food on the table, as they say, right? If you look at different, you talked about Oliver Kahn. Yeah, I think Oliver Kahn, he was not the president, but he was a part of, I think, director of football, something like that for Bayern Munich.
hmm,
However, when you look at the way the Germans run their football, most of those guys, even former players like the late Beckenbauer and all that, they did some type of football administration, and that enabled
hmm,
them in order to take business decisions. Because running a league or a federation is about taking business decisions. Look at Motsepe of CAF. The reason I call Motsepe is
yeah,
in 1 year or in 2 years, Motsepe has increased the price money of CAF about 7 times more than what it used to be. Why is that? It's because he was owner of a football team, Orlando Pirates. He knows how to
yeah,
make a football decision, and he's also working hand in hand together with FIFA, and they know how to get investors involved. So football is not, yes, we like the football aspect, fans and all that, but
hmm,
in order for me to see that Cameroon league is growing is when I see big money moves, you know, coming in order to put money in Cameroon football. But let me tell you this: that will not happen if the government doesn't give a conducive environment
yeah,
for that to happen. So it's not something,
hmm,
I've always said this. It's not something African foot can do alone. And
hmm,
see people excited and all that. But most fans, just look at it. Most fans don't know how football is being built, except they take time and go read and see how football is being built. It's not being built by the federation. The government, because it's a business, so the government has to give like tax breaks, create build roads, hospital
yeah,
facilities. Because what does it take? A footballer gets injured, okay, you have to be
hmm,
able to he has to be able to have the best medical facilities attention in order to get back to
yeah,
the field and be performant.
yeah,
Roads, why do I say roads? For a footballer to travel from Bisamabang, I'm just giving an example, Bisamabang, my village, to Garwa to play, he has to
play,
travel in good conditions so that when he gets to Garwa, he's well rested to play a
yeah,
football game. You
yeah.
see, so all these things have to come together in order for the league to develop. That's why I usually tell people, hey, it's going to take about 10 years for Cameroon to get
Hmm.
to that level.
But during that time, away maybe with the struggle to convince the government and with the struggle for beg the FICAFO administrators and make them do the right thing. For you, what you suggest, say we the public get for the do. What you think, say, we the individuals and what be the role we get for the player, why for help accompany the people or accompany for, so maybe we all get to that place where we want to see things.
Fans are consumers. And what do I mean by
Mm-hmm.
that? Fans have to make sure that when they go to the stadium, and if they say the gate fee is $300, make sure that you're paying your, I'm sorry, 300 francs. Make sure that you're paying your 300 francs to the right people, because that money
Yeah,
is what we'll use to improve the football. Also, jerseys. When jerseys are made available, make sure you contribute and pay for those jerseys, because that's what
yeah,
is gonna. Then also, like us just talking about football. A lot of people don't respect
mm-hmm.
that, but that's how you get to improve your football, because you show light on it and your own lit at your own little corner, right? That's how you put it,
Yeah,
that's how you help and push. But that's what the fans can do, because fans are there to consume the product that is football. And it's from that product, from the gate fees, the jerseys, and all that, that players will be able to get paid, you know. So that's how football is actually that's how maybe fans can help at their own small level.
boss. Any topic they way I be for bring her up, or if the expectation we'll talk about, I want never ask you question on.
No, I guess we talked about the Cameroon of football, what we did expect. The
Mm-hmm.
minister, remember we talked about the minister and Africa Food sit together. You guys come to a conclusion and close this matter. It's been going since African Nations Cup. We're still talking about the coaching situation in Cameroon. Some people are
Mm-hmm.
picking, oh, the minister is right, the minister is wrong. But, you know, this type of interference, we do know it. And until
Mm-hmm.
both parties actually sit and start looking into one direction, that is not going to help our football. The team is going to suffer. You see what I'm saying? We did not already
Mm-hmm.
play. During the international break, Cameroon did not participate because Cameroon did not have a coach, and
Yeah,
now the situation is not still clear. So this need an end to this actually have to come, right? There has to
yeah,
be some compromise. I don't know what they're gonna do, but there has to be some compromise. We have to stop pointing fingers. They have to get
yeah.
there and start working, because the team needs discipline. The teams need to respect. Because if you don't respect the coach, how you gonna win games?
How you gonna play? At
How
the
you
end of the
gonna
day, the ministry, let's say, appoints or engages a coach, but then the coach is supposed to be working with Fika Food. At the year, the other day, some person determined say, even when they want to convocate players, you the coach, you make the list of players. Now Fika Food they convocate them, maybe you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Finger Food is the one that sent, because they have the information of all these clubs. So
Yeah,
through the coach, of course, through the coach, because the coach is there, Finger Food, they send emails, and then these players have to be released. So they have to work together. There's no way the coach cannot be. But I've told you, right? It happened before. It
mm-hmm.
happened before in Iya Mohammed, where a coach was selected by the ministry,
The
and
ministry.
although Iya Mohammed did not sign, he was
Mm-hmm.
forced to work with a coach. At some point you have to give in. It's not about egos, because if, let's say, Cameroon goes to FIFA, right, and Cameroon gets
Yeah,
suspended, guess what? Guess who suffers also? Everybody suffers.
yeah,
It's not going to be a good look for Samuel Eto'o, which means he cannot
yeah, yeah.
continue. Everybody suffers. It's not going to be that, oh no, the minister is the one that has been suspended. No,
I,
everybody
I,
suffers.
I like the fact that people like you, Unadi, actually take time for explain to our people what is happening, because trust me, 95% of the people out there worry about who they want to see win. They don't even care about the consequences. They don't even understand. Say, at the end of the day, even if it looks like, because at first, when this whole thing started with Gobert's song, we celebrated that, oh, Samuel Eto'o don't win. Now Samuel Eto'o a coach that use him. And guess what? Why the minister don't go she don't for back? It is just make a press up. So we'll see the fight round two. And at the same time, if you end up today, say minister win, guess what? Samuel Eto'o will go she done. They make it press up, then say, okay, we must see her round three go. And then our football, now our community, the bit delayed.
Yeah.
uh I just maybe they will see way to we talk the other time, say make them come for table, make them she done, make all man put the ego for down, make them negotiate them, because we dey get news say they so fake food don't accept for use Mark Breeze, but then the assistant and other appointment the way minister be make them, they don't want them. and they don't push forward their own list of people. They one time would hear about Pagu, David Pagu, would hear about Thomas Nkono. And what do you think about that suggestion?
Yeah, let me just okay. Let me give you the way I look at things, right? And the steps I take when I
Yeah,
get, because when you read news on social media, it's a lot of news coming up, and no, it's not. And news doesn't. It's not true just because 1,000 people repeat it.
that's true.
You see what I'm saying? Thomas Kono is has been goalkeeper coach for Espanyol
Espanol. Yeah,
Barcelona for over 2 decades now.
yeah.
Do you think he's gonna leave that responsibility right now and coming into a mess like this? Just think about
Um,
it. Do you think he's gonna
I want,
leave
I want
it?
assume, I want assume say they don't talk for ye, and you don't probably say, yeah, I think I want to do that or I can do that.
Well, until Minister of Food come tell me say that's what is happening, then I will believe. I won't believe in news like that just because I read it 1,000 times on the
Hmm.
social media. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
also, and also, okay, the Congolese, the former Congolese international, that's an assistant
Hmm.
to uh,
Mark Breeze.
to McBrace. It's in the contract of McBrace. McBrace is bringing in his assistant because that guy, as I said, I tried to explain it to some guys. He's a tactical. He's like a video analyst.
Hmm.
So it's a package that comes from McBrace. You see what I'm saying? So he
Hmm.
prepares the videos and the tactics for McBrace to use. So you think McBrace is gonna work without him?
I really I really get to understand that part for video analysts.
Oh yeah, yeah. In football now, hey, do you know they are not only goalkeeper? Do you know there's a like a free kick analyst, free kick coach that
Coach. No,
coaches all the free kick?
and yeah.
There are so many little things that coaches or managers do nowadays that the, that's their that's their model. So when that guy got hired and he's coming with the Congolese, I listened to who the Congolese are, when I looked and all that. Every job in recent years that McBrace has been to, that Congolese has been his assistant. And that guy is a tactical video analyst. So he collects he collects the video data and all that. He works on the data and then he gives to the coach for the coach to draw his tactical approach to the game.
Maybe song fail now because he became video analyst. So
I mean, that's not his model, right? I mean, it's like that's why I look at it, because Song was hired, then Simo was brought in. Then the other, what's his name? The other guy that has have actually got the French guy was also brought. So these are three people that never actually worked together. That way, actually bringing, because when you hire a coach, normally you don't go look for assistant. You let that coach look for his assistant. He will bring someone that he can work together with. You see what I'm saying? So now you
mhm.
hire a coach, he brings his assistant, you go bring Omambi, and c'est le désordre, comme on dit en français. C'est le désordre parfait. Because you bring in Omambi, he's brought his assistant. What is Omambi coming to do there? Except you are bringing Omambi so that he should come learn from him. So it should be a long time project. But the way I see things, the way the things were done, it's not even a project. It's just like we are putting Oman Big there because, like a decor to decorate, the atmosphere. That okay, yeah, we also have a Cameroonian that's assistant. It should be
It,
something that is planned. Yeah, go ahead.
that was the same concern I had. Like, why would you have the coach and you say Ajuang? You have two names, people I consider professional, and then you go down to the list and you're saying assistant. So they just change the word then from Ajuang to assistant, and then they put Oman Big and some other persons. Inside my head, I'm like,
Yeah, that's why I mean, sometimes the person who will come up with that communique, they don't even understand that guy is like a video analyst, right? And an assistant directly to Mark Bryce because he's been working together with Mark Bryce. He knows how Mark Bryce works, and he does like the data, video analytics. He gives to Mark Bryce, and Mark Bryce can actually draw conclusions. I saw them yesterday. Yesterday they were in Frankfurt. There are some
Yeah,
cameras in Frankfurt that want to integrate the national team. Mark Bryce was in Frankfurt with his assistant. You
yeah.
know, yeah, they were watching Frankfurt play. There are two Cameroons,
Can
Iteki.
you use his adjoint because it's Oman Big Dad's assistant?
Man, adjoint means assistant. It's same,
I'm
just
telling
French and
you.
English.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean it's French and English. I mean, but I do understand because I actually watched. Was in Mark Brace himself. I actually watched a program where they were talking about his assistant, which is the Congolese guy, and his job description. He's actually a video tactical analyst, you know, who also acts as an assistant. So it works hand in hand. That's why when you saw them in Frankfurt, they were there together. And then they met the president of of Frankfurt. So you see, that video came out quickly and that picture came out quickly. Do you know why? That's also PR work. They are telling you that we are already working, okay? And we know big people, we know presidents of football teams, and we can break open any door that's out there because that's the work of a coach and his assistant. Do you think Oman Big they will give him I mean, if he goes in there like a coach, Cameroon coach, of course they're gonna grant him audience and all that, but we have never seen him with maybe the president of a club and all that. So I'm not sure what type of access or what level of access he does have.
Boss, my
He has.
final question for this situation. Minister don't come out, appoint a coach come with the assistant, and then he says the minister go ahead and appoint other positions them. Fekafu don't come in and say, hey, the only person who want to use them for day now the coach. We don't know whether they want to use the coach and he adjoin them or not only the coach Mark Breeze. We don't already see for social media how all the other people the way they be appointed like Kono and this and that. They went out there and celebrated. Like they pop champagne, they throw small party and blah blah blah. What do you think say go happen if at the end of the day minister go with Fekafu their suggestion for use just Mark Breeze and then abandon other people then?
Oh, you mean Omambi? You talk about Omambi?
Omambik and the rest of them, Aliumboka and all the other guys them. Because apparently Fekafu the go with the mind with the idea say the engagement will get our ministry, you get for appoint not only coach. Like presidency, they appoint not only the coach, the rest of the work now we get for do 'em. And apparently it they like ministry they buy them because they see everywhere reputable media channels they talk about them. They like ministry they buy them. So what happens with the Omambis and the others?
Well, for now it's a rumor. For now it's a rumor, right? We can all agree with
Yeah.
that. It's a rumor. It's not something. But for me, it would be quite unfortunate to see Oman being played like that, right? Because I don't know, for those who watch Francois Omambi, he's done.
Mhm.
There's no one that has done as much for the national team as Francois Omambi has done.
As a
And
player or as a coach?
at any level, I'm just saying that he's coached with the Cameroon national team also before. So there's no one that has done anything. So for Francois Omambi to be disrespected by that, I will not find it funny. Because if you do appoint him, I don't care. If you do appoint him, tell him he's coach, he celebrates. Of course, when you get an appointment, you can celebrate, do your video and all that. You're happy because he's been named an assistant coach of the Cameroon national team. Now, if it comes that he's been rejected and all that, then I believe they have to settle him financially. I think it's something he can actually sue them for.
Me, I be of the opinion, say any national coach who want use them would already make that mistake with the best song. I don't think so we'll ever repeat them anymore. I be of the opinion, say any national coach who want use them, get for that at least coach first division clubs them for some years and produce some result. Now, why that way me I the vouch for David Pagu, I the vouch for people then like John K. Bonaventure them, I the vouch for people then like what's his name? Ndumbebo. So because of people that way, even the guy for Young Sport now, he's young, but he don't have a national team, and then like they don't actually take teams away who no see result and then they produce result. So some person the Oman Bikwe, I don't know why he never ever coached team for Cameroon. I don't know how I say the team they never pay or maybe level. But then he don't go for national team and his generation of national team actually fail. If I correct me if I'm wrong, they will actually fail. But now he don't come back again. Like why? Why would he bring it back with different coaches? They want to see a result, want to see any good result. When I find some way to produce result, may learn from Mark Brice or any coach when I put on for day. And then when time reach, so we'll get international break. The like the one will not get coach. If Coach Pagu be there for day, if he makes selection, if he call players them, if he do some kind of thing, he play one game, we'll see what he do for the game, and then we'll assess whether we feel actually trust him for continue or not. What do you think?
Do these coaches have the FIFA A or B license?
I think most of them get that CAF license.
Okay, because I'm not sure. Because in order to sit as a coach of national team, you have to have that FIFA A or B license. But this is what I'll say, right? To be honest, I don't think. Let's say maybe Junker or maybe the format you're saying that come and be under a coach and then you grow from there, then you get your credentials. It's good. But to be honest, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
any coach that coaches in our league, because our league is not competitive. The Cameroon league is not competitive. So I don't think any coach that coaches in that league can actually coach the national team. To be honest, that's my opinion. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
might be wrong. That's my opinion. However, we should start planning for that, and that's why I say that we should restructure our leagues, because if we have competitive leagues where people watch, you'll be able to point out the coach and back him, like you just called Pago. I'll be able to say, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree with you, Pago tactically, but I've never seen Pago coach. I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen Pago coach. Of course, you said
Mm-hmm.
okay, he won the league this year with the Lexpo and all that. I've never seen a Lexpo play. So, or I've seen them play, I saw about 10 minutes. So basically, I cannot back such a person just by word of mouth. I must be able to see consistency in what they do,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can back them. We don't lack coaches, or we don't lack brilliant young men that can coach. That's my opinion. Even those like the Weibos and all that. Weibo is still an assistant coach. I've not seen Weibo coach. So I cannot back him. I can talk about him, but I cannot back him. It's all wishful thinking. But we don't have
Mm-hmm.
evidence. We don't have data, to back up these arguments. So that's just, that's where I stand. I stand on.
Boss, thank you very, very much for today. I think we don't clock 1 hour. Any topic there you want to talk about, never bring it up.
I know. I mean, it's always refreshing. We can always build on different topics, have this type of conversations, and maybe I think a lot of people were watching that Chelsea Manchester City game. So
Yeah.
that's why, yeah. But as we said, okay, as we have continuously said, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to build a platform that we're going to talk. I know the Euros are coming. Elimination for the World Cup is coming. All these
Mm-hmm.
topics. We are going to develop these topics, and we're going to have a great platform to actually talk about football. Then we can also bring out there's a lot of football loving people out there and football professionals. We have coaches and all that, so we can also always also bring them on the platform in order to have these interesting conversations about the game that we all love. Always a pleasure.
Yep. This is how we build our community in our own way. This will on decide for start time. If you don't watch, we make sure so you follow my boss on all his social media platforms. Also let us know one build a place where the topics already discussed. They only come now from me, not only come now from me, it come from you also. If you get any topic you want to address let us know on time. Send them for e inbox or send them for me inbox. Send them for me inbox. And we'll jump on these conversations and make them happen. Thank you again, boss. Thank you again very much for today. Um,
Thank you.
um, guys. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. Not find like where you get some person like the one we he get deep knowledge about football. He get deep knowledge about our community. He get that love for see we grow. He get that love for see our football grow. Not find like when they don't decide say go create time from a busy schedule every now and then for sit with us and just talk. The one thing our community lack now knowledge. If we get opportunity for get some person like the person we he always go do your research, do a deep research, and then even be biased. He go tell you the way we get for tell you, and he go explain am for way you dey see it's clean and clear say na a better part this way. Even if he be right 100% the time, but the fact say he don't be right 98, 97% of the time is a good reason for us to want to build this platform with him. Not be only on Toridey, it's social media. None at that time we get for actually choose our leaders in. We get for actually empower our leaders. We get for support our leaders in. We get for push the people that will feel like okay, now the people that they feel make the best decision for our community. Thank you for watching. Follow him, follow Toride. See you guys next week Saturday. For this same platform of 9 in 5 with Toride, a segment where we just talk about football, just discuss football and continue to build our wonderful community. For those who they get time, right after this, we'll get my boss uh more manu. Ah we'll get more manu on Toride in a few wonderful conversation in 1 hour, wonderful conversation about the community. We'll talk about music, we'll talk about building our community. That is all we do out here at Toridi. Join us if you get time.